We have all had painful events in our lives that can lead to depression, anxiety, addiction, or broken relationships. But here's a secret. It is not about what happened to us that causes suffering. It's the stories we believe about ourselves. Join us as we shine light on how to rewrite our stories, avoid the shadows of shame, and travel along the pathway to joy, love, and connection. It's the Finding Peace podcast with your host, Amazon bestselling author, Troy L. Love.
Well, hello, Sam.
Hello.
How are you?
I am, pretty okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being willing to be on the podcast with me.
Glad to do it.
It made me really happy when you reached out. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about you and maybe what you want to find a little bit more peace, joy, or comfort about in your life right now?
Okay. I'm pushing 50. I'm in recovery. Been in recovery for about 18 months and trying to make some changes in my life. And one of the changes is trying to be better about self-care and to allow myself to have self-care. And so I think the thing that I want to address is I have a lot of difficulty taking time off work. I have a lot of difficulty asking. I say asking, but I'm given time off work and taking the time off work that I get.
That sounds great. Let's do that. All right. So what are the facts?
The facts are I have probably 30 days of vacation time and 60 days of sick time stored up, and I never take it. And it affects a lot of things. It affects my relationship because, she wants to spend time with me and I don't take time off. And so, that's really the nuts and bolts of the facts right there.
At work, is it a difficult process to ask for time off?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to give 45 days notice for regular vacation time, and I don't have to give any notice for sick time, and I don't have to justify it. So I could take mental health days or whatever. It's pretty easy.
So what wounds surround asking time off?
Rejection is the first one that jumps out. Maybe a little bit of the abandonment, possibly betrayal.
Tell me about the rejection.
I feel that if I am asking for time off, that I am seen as not good enough, that I am seen as inferior. And I guess I ultimately what it comes down to is I fear getting fired for asking for time off, which isn't going to happen.
How long have you had a rejection wound?
Long as I can track.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely can say third grade. Definitely third grade at least.
So what's the correlation between me asking for time off and that fear of rejection? Like, where does that story really originate? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah, no, I get it. I think I've been brought up in cultures where I have to be perfect, and cultures in my first job, my first real job, my first career, I guess you could say, you would get in trouble is a good way of putting it if you if you're sick and if you ask to go and get medical attention, and you would be ridiculed and talked down to. And so it was really, really shunned. So, yeah.
How old were you now?
At that time, 18 to 22 was the main time.
Yeah, pretty young in the job world anyway. Tell me about the abandonment and possibly betrayal wounds and how they...
I feel like I am abandoning and betraying my the people that count on me at work. And I feel like if I'm not there, I'm not being a part of the team, and things could fall apart.
So what is the connected core beliefs that go with those wounds?
I guess it would come down to I am unworthy if I'm not perfect. I'm unworthy if I'm not there every day. And for trust and safety, I think there's a lack of safety, because if I'm not at the top of my game, I'm expendable. And powerless would be that, that's how I maintain my power. It's how I maintain my sense of leverage, is by being there and doing twice the amount of work of other people every day.
It sounds really heavy.
It's exhausting.
You must be tired.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need a vacation.
Yeah.
So what emotions go with this wound of rejection?
A lot of fear. I think that would be the most prominent one. Maybe a touch of sadness, but I think it all pretty much centers around fear.
And the fear is, if you're not perfect, then you're going to lose the job.
Yeah.
You're going to be expendable.
Right.
How familiar is that fear for you?
Oh, very. It's throughout my life. If I'm not perfect, it's the Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last.
It sounds so hard. So what shadows of shame connect or show up with all of this for you?
Well, I mean, the judge is strong. I think all of them in more or less, some way do, but I think the judge is by far the stronger. And the martyr, I think, would run a pretty strong second. The others, I think, are more whispers, but they're there.
Okay. So if you were going to send me a picture of your judge, texted it to me, what would I see when I open up my phone?
It would be the judge from Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Oh, all right.
It would be that. That is what I always picture. And it would be just standing over just like it did. And yeah.
And what does it say?
It says you're not good enough. You can't let people see that you don't know what you're doing. You can't let people see that any flaw, because you're at deep down at heart, you're not good enough, and you just have to move faster and faster and faster.
So it sounds like there's a politician in there too.
Yeah. I was hearing that as yeah.
So what does the politician look like?
It's kind of a tall, snooty-looking guy with a top hat and a big black coat, and, kind of that sneer of looking down at everybody.
So he's like, you can't let anyone know. You have to hide it. And the judge is telling you that you're not enough.
Right.
That you don't measure up. How much do you agree with the judge's assessment of you as an employee?
I think there's kind of some in-between space in that. I think for the most part, I don't. I think when I am being mindful and paying attention, I don't. When I'm not, it gets the wheel very easily.
Where does the judge think that you don't measure up?
I think it'd probably be easier to say where it doesn't think that I don't measure up. I think it's pretty much most everywhere. Yeah, I think it's most everywhere in my life.
So it demands perfection, tells you have to be perfect. Have there been actual instances in your life where you have been expendable?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What does it remember that it's trying to prevent you from experiencing again?
Ooh. There comes that betrayal wound, that sense of betrayal of those moments in Iraq where I realized that I'm just a pawn, and the people who sent me over there could care less about me if I come back or not, because they're getting their money, they're getting their pockets filled. Yeah.
There's some heaviness around that.
Yeah. I hadn't put that together. Yeah.
You literally are expendable. They don't really care if you come back in a coffin or not.
Right. They'll always find somebody else. There's always some poor high schooler who wants a college degree.
What do you feel when you connect that dot?
I feel some anger. I also feel a sense of relief with that, because that makes a lot of sense. I do feel some anger over just that attitude.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. So the judge says you have to be perfect. You have to show up all the time. You are not, you haven't earned the right to take vacation. And if you do, you're expendable.
Yeah.
Am I getting it right?
Yeah. No, that's pretty spot on.
Okay. And then the politician says, don't let anyone know that you have these issues. Don't let anyone know. You have to put on a face and be part of the team and all of that. And if they find out, then you'll be expendable.
Right.
Okay. And then the martyr, what does the martyr look like for you?
The martyr's that part that says that basically I'm not expendable, that if I'm not there, nothing functions.
It's all up to you. You have to hold everything up together.
Right.
You laugh when I say it like that. What comes up?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty ludicrous when you think about it. But yeah.
So how much do you agree with martyr?
I think there's part of me that really wants to agree with the martyr, but this is that dichotomy between arrogance and self-loathing and not being able to find that space in between.
What benefit do you get out of believing the martyr?
It strokes my ego. It keeps me motivated. It pushes me forward.
And the consequence of that is?
Exhaustion.
Yeah.
Not just exhaustion. I mean, that's been a big part of, that fueled my addiction. And it's had a lot of, I have not prioritized my wife. And, because that martyr is like, well, set her over here because she's there. I have to go rescue everybody else. So it's had a lot of throughout my life.
Where else have you been the martyr?
I've been the martyr in school. I was the martyr in Iraq. Totally. I was volunteering for everything. I mean, pretty much. I mean, and even in my addiction, I was the martyr as I was constantly giving of myself to others and constantly trying to be everything to everybody.
Who is the martyr afraid you're going to let down?
I don't know that there's any one specific person. I think that it is that the martyr is afraid that if I let anybody down, that I'm going to be rejected, that I have to be there. So the thing that just crossed my mind was a friend of mine was murdered 25, 27 years ago. And I saw him at a stoplight the night he was murdered, and I didn't wave and I didn't honk or anything, and never saw him again after that. And I've kind of carried around that I've got to be everything to everyone because I don't, and so I think that that's attached to it too.
So there is some literal life and death trauma to these shadows.
Yeah.
That's intense. So where in the room would the martyr be right now?
Oh, it'd be right up there, right up there on the wall.
Mm.
Like one of those good old Catholic families with the crucifix, except it's me up on the crucifix.
Yep, there it is. Right. Okay. So
Yep.
if you were to say, "Hey, Martyr, I'm thinking about taking a couple of weeks off and going and doing something fun with my wife," the Martyr would say,
"What are you thinking about? We got all these people here who rely on you, and everything's going to fall apart if you're not there. And people are going to hurt. People are going to. It's not going to be okay."
When you hear that, what happens?
Guilt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Guilt comes from a sense that you're doing something wrong.
Right.
So the judge
jumped right in on that.
Yeah. What does the judge think you're doing wrong?
Taking care of myself, being selfish, thinking about myself instead of others. Thinking about others thinking about myself instead of others. Yeah.
Yeah. So the judge is, you're just selfish. You're just being selfish if you take time off. You're just being selfish, worried about everybody else.
Yeah.
And then the Martyr says, it's all up to you. There's
right.
Nobody else in the organization that can hold space and make sure everyone's okay. Nobody else that can do what you do.
Right.
How much do you agree with it?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess the easy answer is I don't. I have very much in the past, but I don't now. I know that they're not accurate. I know that they're trying to protect in their own way, but they're kind of fucked up.
So your brain knows that. What about your
right? It does. My brain and my heart are so disconnected from each other. It doesn't. Yeah, absolutely. Intellectually, I get it.
Mm-hmm. So where's the wrestle?
I'd say the wrestle is in connecting the two. The brain and the heart is in connecting the two. The two seem to argue, but there's like a wall between them, and they don't really get together.
Mm. How old were you when you were in Iraq?
29. 28, 29.
And how old were you when your friend was murdered?
21.
Mm. And you were in the 3rd grade when rejection started. So you were about 9.
About 9.
So in your mind's eye, can you see your 9-year-old self, your 21-year-old self, and your 29-year-old self? And all of them are being surrounded by those shadows, telling them they have to do better, try harder, don't let anyone know. They have to save the world. And you're watching from a distance, but you're watching shadows circling all 3 of those of you. What do you notice? What comes up for you?
That 9-year-old is not faring too well. 21-year-old is cowering a little bit too. The older one is almost working with them. Almost I guess the rebel comes up for him and says, "I'm just going to dig in and do it." And but the 9-year-old is really crumbling, and the 21-year-old, I think, too.
What do you see? The 9-year, how is he crumbling? What do you see?
He's not able to withstand that rejection. He's doesn't understand. He doesn't get why it's like that. It's not the way it's supposed to be, and it doesn't make sense to him. And he still, I guess, he still has a view that that life should make sense and be orderly.
So when you look at all 3 of them, which of them carry the energy of not asking for time off?
Oh, that's the 28-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's already accepted all these
Mhm.
things and he's rolling with it. Yeah.
Mm. So that's the contract. He's signed the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
So when you look at them, the 9-year-old, the 21-year-old, and the 29-year-old, who needs the intervention the most?
The 9-year-old.
So what do you want to do?
I want to jump in there and give him a hug.
Yeah. Can you?
I mean, in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so what do you see happen when you jump in?
I mean, he's appreciative of it. I think he leans into it. He's not used to that. I guess I'm assuming he knows that I'm an older version of him because he's like, not like, well, this is weird. Yeah, but he seems pretty, I mean, it seems like it's a very, very welcome thing.
What do you want to tell him?
I'm going to tell him that, you're fine just like you are. You don't have to be something else. You just be you. And it's okay.
What do you feel when you say that?
Sadness.
Tell me about the sadness.
That there was just so many messages of not being good enough and always needing to be something else and how, I want to say unfortunate, but I think it's really just unfair that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, I think he was probably a pretty good kid. And I don't think he really deserved that.
No, I'm sad with you.
Thank you.
So what I'm hearing is that over time, the way that he coped with that was adopting the messages of the shadow. So by the time he was 29, he had signed on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When he was 9, didn't understand and he was trying to make sense of it. By the time he was 29, it's just the way it is.
Right.
So when you see those shadows talking to the 29-year-old, how do you want to respond?
I want to pull the 29-year-old over, pull him aside and just sit down with him and just have a talk and just say, hey, it doesn't got to be this way. It doesn't, the stuff that you are thinking is so important really isn't. And it just doesn't have to be like this. I don't think he'd listen, but I think I'd still want to say it anyway.
Mm. And so now I want you to be sitting in your office, and he comes in to your office and he says, Sam, it doesn't have to be like this. The things that you think are important really aren't that important. The things you're focusing on really aren't that important. Wow.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Would you listen to him?
2 years ago, absolutely not. But I think now I probably would. I'd be more likely to.
Beautiful. So we got to deal with these shadows because they're hijacking him and they're hijacking you.
Yeah.
So who do you want to start with first?
Judge seems to be the strong one.
Okay. So, hey, Judge, I see you.
Hey, Judge, I see you.
What wounds are you trying to protect me from?
What are you trying to protect me from here? He's trying to protect me from rejection and loss, abandonment.
And he wants you to do that by being perfect.
Right.
So how do you want to respond to that?
I want to tell him that I'm not 9 anymore. I'm 50. I've got better school. I've got better tools. I got better skills. I've got better supports, and I can handle this. I appreciate it, but I really don't need the help right now.
And how does he respond to that?
I mean, skeptical, but I think that probably I think it seems kind of like, well, if you think so, then yeah, go ahead. We'll see how it goes.
Mm,
I'll be back if you stumble.
you definitely will. Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Martyr.
Mm. Martyr, I see you up on that wall.
Yep, you're right there.
What are you trying to protect me from?
Rejection. Trying to protect me from feeling bad about myself. Trying to protect me from loss. Yeah.
So thank you for trying to protect me. And how do you want to respond?
How do I want to respond to him?
Yeah, after you tell him thank you, what do you want to say?
I want to say that, I mean, it's really similar. You know, I've got better tools now. I don't need to put myself up there on that cross. I'm okay. I don't have to be liked by everybody. I understand there's 8.5 billion people in the world, and there's no way I could be liked by all of them. So, and I've got several people who really appreciate me for who I am. And so I don't have to be everything to everybody anymore.
Mm. How do you feel when you say that?
Feel a relief. I mean, it's nice to hear myself say it.
Mm. It is. And how does he respond?
He kind of slinks away.
Nice.
A little hurt by that.
Yeah, you deflated him.
Yeah.
And then the politician? I see you.
Yep. I see that politician.
How is he trying to help you?
I mean, he's trying to protect me from rejection too. He's trying to protect me from criticism, from rejection, criticism, and loss. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, thanks for what you're doing. I understand the world a lot better now. I don't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect. Nobody around me is perfect, and it's okay. And I also know my resilience, and I can handle a rejection and land on my feet.
Beautiful. So where are they now?
They've gone off to their little hidey spots.
Good. So I want you to just tune into wherever you feel that energy that came from talking to them. Just kind of notice where you feel that in your body. And what do you notice?
Feel in my chest.
And if it had a color, what color would it be?
I mean, I don't think I could think of any color other than pink. That is the color.
I love it. And what temperature is it?
It's a nice temperature.
Beautiful. Does it have a texture?
It's kind of velvety.
So I want you to breathe into that. Just let that pink, comfortable, velvety feeling just kind of expand with every breath you take. And as you breathe into that, I want you to ask it a question. What is really true about me?
What is really true about me? I'm human. I am expendable, but I'm also very important in my own little world. But I'm not something to be put on a pedestal, and I'm not something to be walked on. I'm right-sized. I'm deserving. I'm worthy. And it doesn't matter what I've done. It matters who I am right now and who I'm trying to be. And I deserve to take care of myself.
Yeah, absolutely. You're worthy of that, yeah? So from that place of truth, what do you need when you think about asking for some time off? What do you need?
Acceptance jumps out. Safety and security. Those are really two strong ones.
Okay. And how can you get those needs met from this place of worthiness and groundedness?
My boss is a good guy. I could talk to him. I could, tell him my concerns, and I know without a doubt he would validate those. And I know he supports me a lot, and I know that other people in my life support me, and I can talk to them, and I can also talk to myself.
What would you say
remind myself that I'm worthy, and that sun's going to come up, sun's going to come down, whether I'm there or not, and I can serenity prayer that shit.
I love that. So how can you hold on to this so you can remember?
Every morning as part of my morning ritual, while I brush my teeth, I can repeat, I love me, I respect me, I accept me, as a mantra.
I love you too, Sam.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful that you were here and you went where you went. Like, there's some deep wounds around what you shared, and probably done a lot of work around that, but they're still there. And the connections that you made today were amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there are some new stuff there. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for your willingness to be here. You matter to me.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you. I hope you are able to go ask for some time off.
I will.
Where do you think you might go on vacation?
I think a lot of it might be a bit of a staycation. I think I've been wanting to check out Quebec City. So maybe a good time to jump the border and do some cruising around and fight that battle of whether or not I want to come back.
I hear you, bro. Well, thank you. I'm so proud of you, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
You've been listening to the Finding Peace podcast. If you love the show or want to ask a question, let us know by going to findingpeaceconsulting.com. There, you can also learn about the Finding Peace 5-Day Challenge. Remember to subscribe to this podcast so you won't miss the next episode. And if you are listening on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. It really does help other people find this podcast more easily. Thank you for spending part of your journey with us. And a special thanks to Johnny Porter for producing the show, and A.G. Flux for the new background music. Copyright Finding Peace Consulting.